we're live.
Oh, okay.
Live.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody. All right. Baron pulled a fast one on me there. Welcome to the last episode of StarCrossed Gamers for the year.
For the
Obviously,
year.
it's not going anywhere, and it'll be back next year. I will force Baron to come back if he tries to leave. But
Right.
yeah. Anyways, I am Johnny, the writer, the content creator, sometimes, not a good one, and reviewer for Level 1 Gaming. And of course, I am joined by the illustrious, the conniving,
He called
the
me conniving. I love it.
the catch you unawares, BaronJ67. How you doing, buddy?
Man, you know what? I'm actually doing pretty good. Yeah, Mini Yeti. Hey, what up, everybody? You got Mini Yeti. We got Kiddo, Mr. Doja. What's good, man? Folks, like, I forgot what you said, Johnny, because Mini Yeti brought up a good point. He said
I called you
2021.
conniving.
Oh, yeah, that was evil. Even though you're the real monster, and everyone knows it. But Mini Eddie brings up a good point. 2021, the year, it was basically just 2020. Be a Ron. um, look,
You're on.
uh, dude, freaking Hugger is here, and Johnny is a legend. Johnny,
No, not really. Not
you
really.
guys got to understand, Johnny is a magician. Any game we play, from rock paper scissors to um, deceit to Among Us, all of the games that require some form of mysticism. We're not gonna say deception. We're gonna say mysticism. He's maxed out that perk. That stat tree is maxed out. He definitely went for a charisma build. Um, and it's okay. We love him. And Baron is the
Kind.
supervillain of level 1 game. Where
He's
the
he's
lies,
the Palpatine of our story.
the lies. All of a
We're
sudden,
not gonna see it coming.
the fourth movie. I'm gonna just say the fourth movie because the third, all of a sudden I have a whole army of like writers and whatnot. But yeah, he's very very sneaky. But
This
it's
isn't
okay.
true.
He's very sneaky. Like somehow Johnny's figured out a way to beat the story of Halo Infinite, and he doesn't even own it. Nor does he
No.
have Game Pass, so I don't know how he's done this. It,
It's called the internet. It's a very powerful tool.
the origin story of Baron and how he turned to the dark side. Oh my god, you guys are ridiculous. Let me know how the audio sounds. I'm assuming it sounds great because you guys are making fun of me. Um, but with one T, not two. Gaming. I want everybody in the chat to just go ahead and put down some games you've played this year. Because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna recap just overall about what we've got into and what games we put the most time into. Shamefully enough, mine are for sure two games that I said I wouldn't play, and we can get more into that in a second. I feel like I've been talking about it all week. Johnny.
Is that right?
Yeah, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
What games? Let's start with the bad because it's fun to get the bad out the way first because it usually takes up the whole episode, and then it just sounds like we're bashing for 40 to 50 minutes. Will there be any Spider-Man spoilers? No, there will not. So I wasn't even planning on talking about Spider-Man. Actually, I was going to talk about Spider-Man. I beat Spider-Man 2018 this year. The PlayStation 4 version. I did beat it at the beginning of the year. It was one of the most heartfelt stories ever. What I love most about the Spider-Man video games and the Spider-Man story overall is just how much struggle he endures. I love seeing superheroes struggle. especially like the more powerful and the more they struggle and the more they're humanized, the better. Like that's how I feel about that. So and they do a very good job in the video game. But yeah, so Johnny, what games have been eating up your time in the worst that you hated? What did you just like, ugh, I can't believe I spent money or time on that this year?
All right, well, the first game that comes to mind, I know Baron may dispute this, but at the same time, if he tells me that he told me so, it's going to be a very short episode. New World. I really tried to give it the gamer's try, and my God, like I've played ESO, I've played SWTOR, the Star Wars MMO, I've played Albion Online, all of these MMOs, and just how did New World just get it so wrong? But
So where on the show me where no New World hurt you on the doll,
I can
please.
tell you on the doll. Okay, so if you take the doll here and you see its head, correct?
Yes.
Spin it until like it pops off, and that's what New World did to me.
Mm, okay.
It drove
Now,
me crazy.
what were some of the things that just drove you nuts about it?
The super lag, the super like game breaks, um, just some simple things like no mounts. You have to just run like a marathon just to get to your quest. It, all of these other games have solutions to those, yet New World, despite coming out this year, it doesn't have the growing pains of coming out 10 years ago. It came out this year and it still has day one problems that like these games felt 10 years ago. No excuses. It's Amazon, you know? They
Hmm.
have the budget to at least look at other games before they make their own.
This is fair. Okay. Any other games that absolutely just grind your gears this year in the year of our Lord 2021?
Growing my Gears of War. JK, I didn't actually play that. But let's see. I, I'm gonna say it, a little controversial. Road Company.
Ooh, I wish Fame was here. Um,
It's it's not bad per se like New World was,
okay.
yet I didn't feel like it was as good a game now, like in a retrospective sense. Looking back at it, it wasn't as fun as it was as I thought it was at the time. I haven't played it since we all three of us play together, which tells you something.
Does that mean that the game was only good with friends?
Yeah, just like a lot of games these days.
That okay. I wonder, is that a curse of the internet that like I really let's put a pin there. Let's go there. Let's dive into that point. Cuz real talk, a lot of games do fall victim to that, like bro, it was
Uh-oh.
Fame, you missed it. I the question was posed, what was the games that you like absolutely hated that you spent money on or spent time in this year? And Johnny's number one answer, the
No, it
very
wasn't.
first breath, was Road Company. And he
I
he
did.
especially hated the time that he spent playing with us. He said we drug his KD down.
You know what? I wasn't gonna say it. You're right.
He said, and I'd do it again.
I would have. I could have been Onyx equivalent, but I had the bronzes carrying me all the way down. I Baron played the healer guy that didn't, but he wouldn't heal. It's just like, what is going on?
I oh my god, guys, you get look. Um, he's like, I could have maxed out chalk. I could have. Oh, the Dark Alliance game. Well, I'll talk about that in a bit. But I really wanna talk about that, man, because crap, like so many games. Because for me, okay, this will be easier to so I can kind of formulate what I'm trying to say here because I feel like I'm rambling. What'll be I normally play single player experiences. Like that is just a normal that's just me. Like that's how I get down. That's the I normally play RPGs or games that I can just spend 1,000 hours in getting absolutely nothing done. That's
Mm-hmm.
me. So to go over to a multiplayer, um, for me to play it on my own, it has to be something good. Now, for me to run it with friends, it could be okay. I can look past a lot if I'm having a good time with people I'm running with. Fame always makes fun of me, and I'm calling him out because he's here. He's like, yeah, as soon as you see me and Johnny on Halo, you're gonna jump back in. And I'm like, yeah, because I keep trying to quit Halo like every other day. I really try to quit it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just keeps pulling me back in. But
I saw you were playing this afternoon all by yourself, which was interesting.
yeah, uh, so what I did because I was sick of these freaking 5 ranked wins I gotta play, and I kept feeling like I was getting sniped from across the planet. I just turned off crossplay and was running for a bit while I was on my bike. I ride the elliptical. I try to ride it for like an hour every day, if not every other day. And usually when I'm riding, I'm usually playing a game, and it's somehow always a shooter. Um, because I feel like it's hard to ride the bike and like try to read and play like Dragon Age or something. Um, so I was like legit in it, and I was really like trying to win. But what was weird is the matchmaking took so long with crossplay off that I was running against the same group of guys for like 3 matches in a row. It
Yeah,
it was
had that
weird.
happen to me as well.
Yeah, it was really weird. I was so a majority of people who are in Halo are in crossplay, and I really believe it's because most people don't know how to turn off crossplay. I think if people knew how to easily turn off crossplay, they would. Um, but I digress. So games that I any other games that you just royally hate?
Yeah, it took me a second to remember those days because it was kind of towards the beginning of the year. Among Us.
Mm. Was it
I didn't like
the
playing with randos. It was torturous.
yeah, especially when you open up your party and somebody randomly jumps in and they start like spewing crazy talk out of nowhere
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and then like ruin the whole experience.
Like XXX, Game
Yeah.
Destroyer 69,
Yeah.
like hitting on the pink player all the time. Just like, all right, buddy.
It gets really weird. Like it's weird. There was quite a few games that came out that felt like legit board games experiences. Like when I think of Among Us, I'm like I only want to play with friends. Like I do not want to play Among Us with random people.
Yeah,
Because
and
I
to
assume
address
all
the
random
name,
people are liars. You know what I mean? So it kind of removes the fun of it. I think the fun is when you're dealing with people you deal with on outside of that game, and then it's like, okay, well, who's lying? Which is usually Johnny because he's really good at it. His charisma
oh
score is
wow,
way too
okay,
high. He's definitely a bard.
all right, all right. Well,
He's spec for deception. Um,
I I personally believe I put all my points into luck rather than charisma. It's just all those
ah,
lucky dice rolls. Like,
got you.
if it's like the charisma check's like a 10, the luck, -8 points. So all you have to do is roll 2 points and you win.
And Mini Yeti loves Among Us, and he said, "How could you say that?"
And I will just say, playing with randos, if there were like a level 1 in-house Among Us match, I'm not advocating for it, but in that circumstance, it would be great, because you know all of these people, and they're not gonna just start, breaking the
Re-
game.
Railroad the experience for no reason other than to be a bane on the internet.
Exactly.
Earth Vader is more like. Oh my god. But no. Um that's a good point. I will say this. the games that I just absolutely were like.
According to the chat, you hated Stalker. Is this true?
Who said I hate Stalker?
Well, read the chat, my friend.
Who told these lies? Let me see. Stalker was something quite amazing. Let's see. Johnny is. I can't read that. What?
All right, fine. I will read it for you. Since
Oh, Baron is a villain. Ask him about Stalker and what he did to those poor people. So what happened with that was,
all right, here it comes.
This is okay. I didn't know I signed up for a hit job in Stalker because I'm just picking up the game. I finally found a base full of other stalkers, which they're basically people who just roam the wasteland together and find stuff and make money and Sherpa people around and rob
NPCs
people.
Or players?
These are NPCs. Okay. So I didn't know that I signed on to do basically a robbery. I mean, a robbery in Stalker is literally like murdering an entire village. So all of a sudden the game like fast travel, like does a fast travel thing, and I end up behind a old wrecked boat, and it's pitch black, and I see a group of people, and I recognize one of them, and he's like, "All right, you ready?" And I'm like, "Sure." And all of a sudden they drop down in the crouch mode and start creeping onto this base, or the boat that's now turned into a housing facility. So we get in, and you hear one silent shot go off, and you see a guy drop, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is getting intense." And then the boat has two different entrances to the main like cabin area, and everybody kind of creeps off and separates. So I'll follow one group, and then all of us, and it's like really dark. I had to turn up the brightness on the game because one thing Stalker doesn't do is hold your hand and show you how to play the game. It literally just drops you in and says enjoy. We're walking up the stairs, and I'm like walking around like, dude, what are we doing? And all of a sudden, muzzle flashes just start going off and just gunshots like crazy. And we're killing a lot of people in game. And we're just absolutely obliterating these folks. And then they kind of get their bearings straight, and then they start shooting back. And then I was getting ready to walk up the stairs next to the dude shooting, and you just see his head kind of knock back, and he collapsed down the stairwell. And I'm like, oh, this is real. So I pull out my gun, and I just start it. Once again, Stalker does not hold your hands at all. So there's no like, oh, these are good guys, these are bad guys. So it's pitch black, and you're kind of just hoping you don't shoot your friends or the people who you're there with who are not shooting at you, because they're probably not your friends. And I'm just airing out, shooting. Whoever shoots at me, I shoot back. Han did not shoot first in this scenario. And yeah, so in the end, we got everybody. And it was me and the guy who hired me. And we kind of just sat around because then, of course, a toxic storm came over the area. So we couldn't leave. So we're sitting here by the fire in the enemy camp where all of them are dead. And we're just sitting there waiting until the storm clears up. And then we looted them all, robbed them, and yeah. Stalker is a great game. Definitely not for the family, but it is an amazing game. But games that I hate. What game did I play? Oh, I got it. Code Vein.
Oh.
Funny enough, because this was the first Soulsborne game that I've beaten. I haven't beaten any of the other Soulsborne games, and I've played Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. I played a little bit of Bloodborne. I think I own it. I don't know. My backlog is ridiculous. I've played a couple of other other type of games in that genre. But
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order on Jedi Master is definitely a Soulsborne. And if you don't believe me, go home and try it.
And watch the Twitch clips of him dying.
Bro, the jumping alone made that game a Soulsborne. So why Code Vein just irked my nerves to no end. And then actually I got another game, but Code Vein. If you're gonna be a Soulsborne, be that. Don't pick and choose when you're gonna be a standard like action RPG. Like, hey, what's up, Cicely? Um, like, don't don't do that. Like, stick to it. The final boss, right? Because of course I beat the game, right? Crazy me beating games. The boss was a giant, like in a small area, and its hit radius was so astronomical, and it just felt so. It wasn't even a feeling of impossible. It felt so broken. That's a lot of the fights felt broken, not impossible. Like in Dark Souls, yeah, you get frustrated, but it makes sense. Like, oh, I really should have dodged there. I shouldn't have got greedy and attacked.
There's no
No,
getting good in this case.
there is, but then it's like more of like getting lucky on top of getting good, and that's what he said. That last, yeah, Hugger knows that last boss was unfair. There was so many moments in the game that I felt like, what am I doing here? And I was slogging through. It became a slog. Like I was just like, just finish the game, God. And then there'd be another moment and another moment. I'm like, can I just beat the game? It 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 wasn't. It was ugh.
Man, never a
I
good
I
sign when you're just
uninstalled it
waiting
so
it to be
fast
over.
once I beat it. Huh?
I said never a good sign when you just are waiting for the game to end.
Oh, and the second game that felt that way was Dishonored 2. And
Oh,
that I played on stream. Oh, the cathedral area. Oh, don't get me started on that. I literally had to pull out a guide, bro. And Fame ain't nothing because he about to play Halo. Um, I literally had to pull out a guide because I refused to go through that, just struggle around. How do you turn an outdoor cathedral, like the tops of this amazing, it was very pretty church, into like a maze, but it's all outside. So most mazes are like closed areas, or like closures, or in a building, or through like woods. No, this is bright, clear as
true.
day, pearly white. Just imagine the prettiest church you've ever seen in your life, and you're kind of at the
Mhm.
rooftops, and it's just a maze. How they did it, I don't know. It legit looked like it reminded me of like one of those super complex Rubik's cubes, like those Rubik's tetrahedrons, like just unnecessary. And then it had crazy bosses everywhere. Um, but yeah, Dishonored 2, that game slogged. I played the last hour and a half of that game like it was Mirror's Edge. I parkoured and ran from every fight that I could. I was sliding under enemies. I was running past, grabbing keys, and just darting and using my abilities to go through tunnels. And just like, I turned it into a legit speed run. And I was skipping through dialogue, so much so that I got to the final boss and struggled because I didn't have any like health. I didn't have any bombs because I had like just used it all just to get there. So I like struggled to beat that one. But when I finally did, I was so happy to not have to play that game anymore. What made it that way was it didn't capture the same magic that the first one did. Because Dishonored 1 was easily one of my all-time favorite games. It was a dope experience. The story was amazing. Like the areas were just epic, and it really felt good. But Dishonored 2 for some reason did not have the same feel. And it was strange because it had a lot of the same mechanics, if not all of the same exact mechanics. It didn't hit home like the original one did. And
It
then you
didn't
got to a
just
point,
work like Ted Howard claimed.
yeah, it did not just work. Um I'm trying to think, was there any other game? Um huh. What game did
Halo
no
Infinite not on your list?
Halo?
I mean, you do hate it after all, right?
Okay, let's go there because this will transition into games that we've been having fun with, and we're almost at that 30-minute mark. Halo Infinite. Uh, this game, I was drug in with friends, and I enjoyed playing it with friends. And then it's fun to play when it works, and then something crazy will happen, and it just frustrates me to no end. I it's weird. Give Death of an Outsider a try. I might have to, Hug. I might have to. And Kiddo did bring up a good point. Among Us is a party game like Uno. Yeah, exactly. Going back to what we were talking about earlier. And Halo Infinite shall become Earth Vader with Baron becoming Palpatine. Oh Lord, you guys are wild. I love you guys. And Fame, I don't love Halo. I tolerate Halo. It's just weirdly eating up all of my time.
Yeah, that's why you played
Um,
it on your own.
yes. This is in okay. As much crap as I talk about Halo, this may be the first game I play where I finished the battle pass.
Wow.
Because I'm already at like 70 something. I might be at like 73, but It's weird. Um, Halo feels like a very core shooter. Like nothing unlock, know the
Yep.
map, but then it'll
Old
do
school.
something stupid like I'll shoot somebody and then melee them, and then they'll melee me one time and then I die. Or I'll
That does
throw two
happen.
grenades in a small hallway with a group of enemies and not kill one person. Or I'll throw a grenade while perfectly aiming at somebody, a plasma grenade, and it won't stick to them. It'll go over their shoulder. Or they'll like walk away from it. Or I'll shoot a spanker rocket and it'll give me a hit marker. Um, the commando is the loudest, most useless gun in multiplayer.
Sad but
I
true.
I will shoot somebody for like a minute straight. Exaggeration, but it feels like a minute straight with the laser gun, and it'll do nothing to them but break shields. But then somebody will tap me with the laser, and I'll die. Um. Um. Somebody. Oh, I'll harpoon somebody. Get a medal for harpooning somebody because it should be a feat. It is such an amazing experience to stick a grappling hook in an enemy's chest, and then I'll glide to them and melee them, and they will not die. It'll just be a normal melee. And then they'll turn around and melee me, and I'll die. Um, I'll backsmack somebody, but it won't count as a backsmack. It'll be a regular melee, and then they'll turn around, shoot me, and then melee me, and I'll die. Um, I'm not rewarded for my good deeds in battle. I get 50 XP for no matter how good or bad I did. I could have just went on a kill streak and went 30 and 8, and it meant nothing but 50 XP. Good on you, Spartan, but that's not enough.
Well, it certainly is a thing that happens in that game. That's for sure.
Hugger said, and y'all want me to play Halo with y'all? Hell no. These are all very like you hear. This is another person. Johnny is a person who's played the heck out of this game, and he didn't like disagree with anything I just said.
Well, no, I was letting you finish technically.
Oh, so you're gonna disagree? Continue.
On some points, but not all, of course.
Okay. Well, tell me
Halo,
where I'm wrong, good sir.
Halo is, as you said, very traditional. It has not really divulged from the, tried and true model from the early 2000s, where it's just about, booting up with your friends and bopping them,
True.
all these battle pass malarkey was not a thing back then. Uh, so of course, them adding one now to keep up with the times is fine because they only made it unlockable cosmetics
True.
and or um, like XP boosts, but only then that contributes to the battle pass itself,
True.
and it's not outside of that. It's very self-contained,
True.
and when I play Halo, I'm playing it just to play Halo and have fun. I don't play it to unlock 7 different guns and get like the whatever it's called, like the Uber upgraded Ravager that everybody wants. It's it's a it's one of those games. I will just say though, no having the no collision thing is awful.
Oh,
That's
don't
something that
get me
needs to be
started
fixed.
on that. I don't know how many times I've like jumped down from a high position onto an enemy to melee him, and I whiff it somehow, but then they magically get a back smack on me.
Yeah, it's just, where you guys are on the plane or whatever, the X coordinates line up like the
Like where the
planets, but
nodes are. I got you. Um,
yeah, like I can explain away all this stuff. It's just, it's I don't know. I feel like, you can make the same complaints about any multiplayer game. Oh, I just chucked that, I don't know, super grenade in COD Advanced Warfare and it didn't kill him. I just got a hit marker. What is this nonsense? So I
and
don't
this is
think
all.
all
Oh,
these
go ahead.
things are exclusive to Halo.
No, no, no. They're not exclusive to Halo, but it happens enough to where it's noticeably frustrating. But now on to the positives. And we had last week was a Halo episode, so I'm not gonna spend the rest of my positives talking about Halo.
Yeah.
It's
Go
it's
watch
a
last week.
That was last week, huh?
It was.
So the anti cheating. I have experienced some laser beam shooting, like some people where it's like something's not right. Like these dudes are definitely like you're across the map and there's no scoping and you're like lasering in getting headshots like or all of a sudden you're I I've only experienced it like once or twice where I just felt truly like somebody's outright cheating and I don't like it. But with the positives of Halo, it is kind of refreshing to experience a shooter where no matter how good or bad you are, everybody starts off the same. Um, because in a lot of different shooters, I mean Call of Duty to Battlefield, you depending on who like you can do a lot of damage being have by had playing the game longer. You
Yeah.
know, you I mean you can have the better sniper rifle, you can have the better SMG, you can have the better pistol. I mean, Battlefield, for example, getting to a certain level unlocks the bulldog. So here it is, you're running around with a hand cannon, and your sidearm is doing the damage of like half a shotgun shot, or even unlocking the shotgun alone. Like it just you playing the game more gives you more benefit and gives you more of an advantage in terms of weapons and options and adjustments, whether it's a better scope, whether it's a suppressor, armor piercing bullets, blah 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 blah. Right now with
Yes.
Halo, no, it's just a matter of can you get to the weapons on the map first. Can you utilize the way the positioning of the weapons on the map better than the other team? Can you shoot your battle rifle better than the other team? Can you hot swap to your sidearm faster than the other team? It's more it feels almost the purest like skill based. Like, do you
Yeah.
know the map well enough, and can you utilize the weapons that are spawning on this map well enough to outdo the opposition?
Yeah,
So
they're asking, are you better than the other team instead of have you bought your way to success more than the other
yes,
team?
yes. Like, Are you better at Halo than the people across from you? Excuse me. Um, it's an experience. And for somebody who didn't really play multiplayer Halo, I think that's why I'm enjoying it so much. In that sense of why I play it so much is because it's it's refreshing. But then the I guess you could say my lizard brain, what I'm used to, kicks in and I get frustrated. Like, what do you mean? I just went off. I did 25 and 12 with 16 captures. What do you mean I only got 50 XP?
Yeah, I mean,
It's stupid.
yeah, in that respect, yeah.
Um so that's my first positive game. Since I'm ranting right now, I'll try to go a little quicker. Um the other game that I played a lot of is what not too much, but I had a lot of fun playing it. I haven't played the full build of it yet. Is the game you guys are actually witnessing here. Uh it's called King Arthur Knight's Tale.
Mm.
You're Sir Mordred, King Arthur's like gone full evil, and you're building up a team to take him down. And it's a turn-based tactical RPG. I had a lot of fun with it. It has a really from the bit that I did get to play, it had some pretty cool mechanics. Had a lot of technical issues within the early beta that the early access build that I was running, but I haven't booted it back up to check out the full one because there's just so many other games I enjoy it. So this was one of them. I'm a sucker for tactical turn-based RPGs. If you guys didn't know that, now you do. I'm trying to think earlier in the year what else was I playing. Did I beat Death Stranding this year, right? Or was that last year? Cuz it was kind of a blend. It was all at the beginning of the year.
I believe it was this year.
I'm acting like I don't have my videos right here. Yeah, it was this year in January. Um Death Stranding was fun. I had a good time playing it. It was definitely I don't consider myself a hardcore Kojima fanboy. But I will say I like the oddity of Kojima. He's like a Kanye West of video games, like just very weird. And I enjoy the weirdness. Um I I like burning a lot of time in games. So I was able to burn a lot of time in Death Stranding, and I had fun fighting the giant poop face monsters. They were fun. What else did I play? I'm trying to move it down the line. Played a lot of games. I'm trying to think what stood out. Oh, Mountain Blade Bannerlord.
Oh, you played
Uh,
that game?
yeah, I
I
played
never
it.
would have known.
Right. Bully. That one was fun. Remember, because we were like selling weapons at a super high price, and then we were
Yeah.
taking over castles with like three soldiers. Or defending castles with three soldiers.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
remember that.
yep. So
That was a fun video.
yeah, what I was having fun with Mountain Blade and what made that so special is one, Mountain Blade Warband is the game that I kind of started content creating with, or at least streaming. Uh, yeah, there you go. Halo. That's a good stuff, Hugger. Halo is very Unreal Tournament style. You just got to be good. Yeah, you really do. Um, I mean, when you get killed by somebody with a plasma pistol, you just know either you were very bad or they were very good. There's only two options in that scenario. Um,
Yeah, that's quite true.
so with moving back to Mountain Blade, so my whole like goal and reason for buying the PC that I bought was to play Mountain Blade Bannerlord because it was in early access when we bought it, right, Johnny?
Yes, it had just come out in March.
Yeah, and it was super rough, super like unpacked, and like running the CPU ragged. It was beating up my CPU. So I was like, I got to get a new PC, and then ended up getting a new PC and played everything other than that game. Um,
Yeah.
Mordau, played a lot of Mordau. What else? Um, oh, Final Fantasy VII. I sure did beat Final Fantasy VII on stream. I'm sorry, Resident Evil 7. I said Final Fantasy 7.
Wow. Very
Resident
different
Evil,
game.
very different game. Wow, I'm clearly sleepy. Um, Resident Evil 7, Brown Pants Gaming, that was an experience. I can't believe I haven't put that together as a video because I know I looked ridiculous the entire time. Um, what else? Because I played a crap ton of games, dude. Ghost of Tsushima. No, I think that was last year. Oh, Outriders. Oh, God.
Outriders of the Storm.
Outriders.
Yeah, you definitely had a good year for gaming.
I had, and this is like, I'm not even Stone Shard, Death Trash. Oh, dude, remember the balloon trees in Rune 2?
Oh, yeah, that is something that happened.
So that there's a game called Rune 2. Um, it was a very Xbox 360 feeling RPG, like Western RPG. It wasn't bad, it just was dated. Um, but the audio team, they clearly had fun with the trees because there was like 6 different tree sounds and 4 of them sounded like somebody squeezing a balloon. Like that's what they used as the audio for a tree falling down. Glorious.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna stop there because of course you got New World. Of course you got Stalker 2, which I've started playing yesterday, or Stalker, not Stalker 2, Stalker. Call of Pripyat. Um, what were your positives for this year, gaming wise, Johnny?
My positives for gaming. I'll start off with the very funny game I picked up called Timberborn.
Ooh.
It's very simple. You are the beavers. You're the next, the humans are gone from Earth. And the beavers are the next like dominant species on the planet. And you get to build a lot of shenanigans, like as you can probably imagine, dams. Building dams is really fun. Not the beaver talk. Oh God. See, Hugger gave me a very fun fact last night regarding beavers, and let's just say I see them in a whole different way now, um, but in all the right ways. Um, you can inquire with her for more because we're on air and I can't repeat such things. But beavers, I just love beavers and I build a dam.
Somebody please clip that, but keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Uh,
Oh yeah, let's keep going.
okay. Yeah. What else was there? I really liked this little game called War Tales.
Can't believe you forgot War
Uh,
Tales. Shout out to Shiro Games.
Absolutely, they gave you a free copy,
Yep,
even though I reviewed
allegedly.
it. Uh, it's basically a Mountain Blade clone. Not in like every way, but
Yeah.
it's the same premise, like walk around, kill enemy parties, so on. It's really fun. I enjoyed it immensely. What else did I play? I got into Phasmophobia this year. Uh,
Really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Obviously I did the Halloween stream, which was less
Yes.
than perfect, but it was fun. I played a little bit, since then, and I'm not so much of a scaredy cat these days.
I'm terrified, bro. Broadcast.
Chimera Squad. I played XCOM Chimera Squad. Not as good as 2. Um, but I do like the way you can kind of cheese it. I mean, figure me cheesing games, right? But
Johnny breaks
that's a
games
thing.
religiously.
No.
Out of all the games you
Divinity.
mentioned, how many of them did you find a exploit?
Oh well, see, this is funny you mentioned that. Divinity is the next game I'm going to mention. The
Oh
original
yeah.
Sin 1. Boy, did I break that game.
How much money did you
Uh,
make in the first town before you left?
16 grand, just even before leaving the walls. Um, it was an adventure for sure. I played, oh right, Project Zomboid. I'm just looking through my Steam list at the moment.
Ooh, we
Project
did play
Zomboid
the heck out of that.
is, I don't know how I would describe it. It's like a kind of like a third. It's not even third person per se. It's like a top-down kind of game.
Yeah, yeah, it's
But it,
definitely almost like a sim.
yeah, but it plays like Rust, where you have your hunger, your food, your need for shelter. But there's just a whole bunch of zombies around, and you got to survive as long as you can. The introduction just says this is the story of how you died. So of
Yeah,
course, there's no real objective per se besides staying alive, but it's fun. You get to build like little base camps. Baron and I made a fortress out of a motel by breaking the stairs to the second floor and making a whole bunch of like rope ladders up to the
true.
second story. Yep. They just couldn't touch us no matter what they did. Man, that was cool. And of course, I'm gonna say it, just mention it because Baron went in depth. Halo Infinite, really
Hmm.
enjoying it. Probably more than you, it's fair to say. But I'm one of those people that haven't played a real Halo game since Reach because 4 was dreadful. 5 I just straight up skipped. Um, oh yeah. Oh, here's another good one. Red Dead 2. I went
Ooh.
super hard into it for a couple months and then dropped it because Rockstar it really is a POS, and I don't think besides like single player experiences like I don't think I can really financially support them with in-game transaction stuff ever.
That's fair. They
They've
definitely know
become
how
the
to
very
milk
thing they
it.
swore to destroy, and yet they're too self-absorbed with money to realize that, I guess. But I digress. They at least still make occasionally good games when they do put them out.
They put out new
Um,
games, but continue. Go off.
yeah. I think that's really it for my games of the year 2021. Uh, I'm currently playing Train Station Renovation, which is a pretty cool game. It's not really up there with the rest of them because I've only picked it up today.
Mm.
But uh, the premise is cool. You just go to abandoned train stations and believe it or not, you renovate them to their good and new, good as new.
Man, it's almost like it's in the title.
I know. Think of that. But those are my top picks for games that I really enjoyed. Obviously, I'm sure there's more that are escaping my memory at the moment. It's not impossible because I may have like 10 points in luck, but I have one in intelligence, so
This guy.
that's unfortunate. Yeah, uh, that's my top 10 list.
You know what? Is there because okay. Hmm. Was there any what was the game that surprised you this year that you were just like completely caught off guard about how bad or how good it was?
New World for sure. We played the beta together. I really enjoyed our time in the beta when, it wasn't constantly crashing computers and,
Yeah, you were
me
having
shooting
like
at something and it just doesn't register and they just one shot me because like I guess they're getting a million hits on me in that meantime. That's not fun in the slightest, and they never fixed it. Which
that
is very
pinging was
unfortunate.
ridiculous.
hmm But it just surprised me just how bad it was. I was really looking forward to it. Obviously, I pre-ordered it, so as you can tell, I had high expectations, and
Yeah,
it
Johnny
just
definitely
didn't
spent
deliver.
money.
I really wanted to give it a good try because I wanted to be like sniper extraordinaire, enemy at the gate style, and the game said no.
It it was a weird game to have a whole stat that's built to one weapon. Um it, and like there's no other forms of that weapon or like variety. The life staff users, I believe they added a new weapon since, but I haven't jumped back
Mhm.
into the world to give a breakdown. But for me, the game that absolutely caught me off guard was Halo. Like as I play it now, the thing that gets me about Halo Infinite is my love and hate for it, and then the fact that it was supposed to have been released last year. I will. It's hard for me to get over that fact. Nobody's ever told me to get over it. Nobody's ever given me a hard time about feeling that way. But it is very strange to me that this, like, what were we gonna get?
Yeah,
Like that
but
whole list of problems and joy that I've discussed earlier. What was that game? I want to know that game because you can't tell me this is the game they were trying to give us.
yeah, me. I mean, I'm not an insider. Did they? Maybe it was the campaign giving them so much trouble or something, or was it only the multiplayer?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't dive too deep into it because I'm just hoping for like some crazy documentary to pop up, 5 years from now. But
Yeah, it would make sense though, since the multiplayer came out separately.
if Halo came out when it did, we would have gotten Quake Champions.
Or
Um,
Cyberpunk.
Hugger is hilarious. Let me scroll to the top because I asked people to list some games. Um, and let's see what some people said. But yeah, for me, all in all, Halo was definitely the game that surprised me. Like I'm
Hmm.
surprised at how much time I've invested into it. That's a big shocker because I usually move on pretty quick. Um, let me
How
look.
many hours now?
Let me. I'm giving an update. Let's see my progress. Let's look at some stats. 39 achievements, 3 days, 20 hours, and 3 minutes.
Oof.
Um, I've played a
Yeah.
lot of this game.
The
Um,
with regards to the what the viewer submissions, the floor hugger YT from the Bahamas says ESO and Red Dead Online most of the time, and GTA RP for fun short
ooh,
bursts.
that man, yeah, I could imagine it getting intense though. Like whether it's too intense just in terms of what's going on and balancing weirdo egos, but yeah. What else?
We
So,
also
go
we
ahead.
also I'm sorry. We also have David Whitaker from the great state of New Texas.
New Texas.
Uh, he says that he loves playing multiplayer Halo with Onyx.
Ah, yeah, that Halo game, man, it sure is something. But okay, mm, man, it's been a year, dude. It
It certainly
really.
has.
I got kidnapped by a cop the other day in roleplay. God, man, yeah. See, dude, I would definitely want to see a server of GTA like nothing but like crooked law enforcement, and then it's like a drug bust movie. That'd be hilarious. I'd definitely watch that. And then you got like internal affairs trying to catch the dirty cop. That would be a very funny role play slash movie.
The, I think it would only be making it better though if the dialogue was put on like mics like mine where clearly not up to the standards and it's like 15-year-old kids. So it's like, you're going downtown.
We know what you did. Where's the
No,
stuff?
nobody's touching my stash.
Oh my god, that dude, that would be really great. Seriously. But I'm gonna take these final moments. No, no pixels like that. Oh Lord, a whole server full of squeakers going in talking about Dro- drop the bag.
Oh my God. I kind of want to get into this just to like observe. but like I can imagine like a squeaker, right? He got like one of the supercars or whatever. He pulls up to like one of the female characters. Hey Toots, how's it going?
Want to ride? What insurance do you have? Oh, it's not Survivor. I can't take that ride. But no, I'm showing my age. Um, that's easily like a damn near a 20-something-year-old commercial, maybe even 30. Wow,
Aaron's old.
I'm old. Uh, in in gamer years, but no, guys, seriously, um, this is the last show of 2021 for level one.
Yeah.
Um, and I just want to say thank you guys so much. And if you're listening to this like at some other time, I really appreciate you. Thank you for taking time out for us on this random Saturday and then normally on Sunday evenings. Um, and if honestly, if Saturdays works better, this may be the next thing we do. But I know Saturdays kind of weird because we both have lives and things usually happen on Saturdays. But who knows if we'll be able to do anything on Saturdays coming up soon due to the Ponderosa. But I really appreciate you guys. It means the world. You know, I didn't picture myself sitting and talking about video games and people listening.
No.
Um, and me and Johnny have came a long way from playing Mountain Blade Warband. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's quite true. It's been
yeah,
was it did we no, because we met like 2 years before the podcast started, right?
yeah. I want to say it's
Yeah, it's
been
been a
since like 2017.
oh boy, it's been a long ride.
It's been a ride, man. We really appreciate you guys, and it's man, dude, 2022 is gonna be something special. In terms of making sure we're just on point and on par. Be a lot more on schedule. You know, I'm usually a couple minutes off. Today was a good sign. I think we went live like right on time.
Is that right?
Yeah, dude. It's yeah. My clock says 8:01, and we're an hour and a minute in, so we're on point. But guys, it's
Yeah.
been real. Subscribe,
Oh,
like,
I don't
share,
get to
Johnny.
say final words.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
getting
like
ready to
about
get
to
to it. I'm
sign
sorry.
off.
My bad.
All right, yeah. But yeah, as Baron said, it's been a one heck of a year. Now, of course, for people who actually looked at the history, I joined level one this year. It was I don't know if it was on the 4th or it may have been the 5th, because I got my first article down about like Obi-Wan in Galaxy of
You,
Heroes. The game sucks now, but obviously it was fun back then to cover. And man, level one's been really cool. You know, everybody here is really cool. You know, who knows what I'd be doing right now if I didn't get to be part of such a wonderful family, because that's what we are, right, guys? Um,
yeah.
2022 is hopefully going to be even better because I have some plans that nobody knows about just yet, but
Uh
I
oh.
have plans to make things better,
Uh oh.
and because we're always improving.
Always.
Stay tuned to see if any of those come into fruition. Because knowing me, probably not. But one can dream, right?
So you want to sign us off, bro?
Of course. Be sure to like and subscribe, guys, and hit that bell for more notifications. No, but don't forget we have this nice rundown for the week. Oh, right, we don't have any more shows this year. Whoops. Well,
See you
we'll be
next
back in
year.
20. Yeah. Oh God, I hate it when people say that. I was really like holding back my urge to say like, Baron, we don't have all year here when we were ranting about games. I didn't want to be that guy, so I didn't do it. But
you know, yeah, we'll see you guys next year. Uh, yeah, totally. Like, yeah, dude, it's gonna be a long time.
yeah, and of course, since this is the last live show, unless something extraordinary happens, I get to be the last person you hear, or Baron, whoever it is. But I think the thing you should take away from level 1 as a whole is that Baron and Fam are not good at Halo. All right, guys, like and subscribe, and we'll see you all later. No word, no words.